The United States says it will not allow Israel to annex the occupied West Bank after the Israeli parliament passed legislation aimed at doing so. Our Middle East correspondent Eric Torchek has the details.
Benjamin Netanyahu says the bills were introduced by opposition parties as an attempt to cause friction while the Vice President of the US, Vance, was visiting Jerusalem. Most of the governing party Likud didn't vote for them, except for one prominent member, but other members of the governing coalition did support the bills, and they'll now go to a committee for further debate. The West Bank is wanted by Palestinians as part of a future state, and the International Court of Justice says it's illegally occupied by Israel. Palestinians say Israel has been effectively annexing the territory anyway, but there have been calls by far-right members of the government to formally do so. The United States called this latest attempt to pass the bills through the parliament called it a stupid political stunt, and said that the Trump administration would not allow Israel to annex the West Bank. And while the Vice President J.D. Vance has now left Israel, the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, has arrived for talks with Benjamin Netanyahu. The US media has called this Bibi-sitting, with the US apparently concerned that Benjamin Netanyahu wants to restart the war in Gaza. This is something Israel clearly denies, saying that the talks are aimed at advancing normalization with other Arab states like Saudi Arabia. Meanwhile, aid agencies say that Israel continues to block the entry of essential aid into Gaza. They say that it blocked more than 100 shipments over a 10-day period, most of which were from international NGOs and a small number from the UN. It says there's more than $50 million worth of life-saving aid sitting at crossings and warehouses ready to be delivered, but that Israeli authorities aren't letting it in to ease the terrible humanitarian situation inside Gaza. And this comes as the International Court of Justice ruled just 2 days ago that Israel has an obligation to allow the unimpeded flow of aid into Gaza, and that it hasn't been adequately doing so.